If you're here tonight, it's not by accident. Maybe your body is tired or your mind has carried too much for too long. Maybe you've been smiling for the world, while inside something aches quietly. You've tried to rest, but your thoughts keep whispering what-ifs, regrets, and worries that never sleep. Now just stop, breathe, let the noise of the day fall away. In this moment, you don't need to fix anything. You don't need to prove anything. You only need to listen. Because the Psalms were never meant to be read in daylight alone. They were written for the dark, for hearts like yours that need to remember that even at midnight, God still holds the world together. Tonight, let these sacred words be your medicine. Every verse is a thread of light weaving through your thoughts. Every whisper a promise that healing is already beginning. As you hear the rhythm of Scripture and the soft breath of peace behind each line, let your soul loosen its grip. Let forgiveness enter. Let calm return. If you need healing, stay. Don't click away. This is not another video. It's a quiet place for your spirit to rest and to remember that love never leaves, even in the silence before sleep. The day has ended, but your mind has not. Even as darkness settles, thoughts move like restless waves. What you said, what you forgot, what tomorrow might bring. You turn in bed, searching for stillness, but peace feels far away. Yet the quiet you seek is already here, waiting beneath the noise. You do not need to chase it. You only need to stop running. Close your eyes. Take one deep breath in and let it go. Feel the body soften, the heart slow, the air move through you like forgiveness. This is where healing begins, not in doing more, but in releasing what no longer serves you. Let every worry become a feather in the wind. Let every regret drift out into the night. You are safe now. Outside, the stars burn quietly. They do not hurry, they do not strive. They simply shine, exactly where they were placed. Be like them, steady, patient, at peace with being. You do not need to fix everything before you rest. The world will keep spinning, God will keep watch. You can let go. The psalmist once whispered, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness is not emptiness. It is trust. It is the calm that comes when you remember you were never meant to carry everything alone. Somewhere beyond thought, the shepherd waits. His presence does not need words. He comes softly, like breath on your cheek, like warmth in a cold room. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are simply being called to rest, to return to the quiet place where your soul remembers its rhythm. The night is not your enemy, it is your sanctuary. Here, forgiveness breathes, mercy unfolds, and your heart learns to be light again. Sleep now, beloved one. You are safe beneath the watchful eyes of peace. The world can wait until morning, for tonight you are allowed to rest, and in that rest, heaven will mend what you cannot see. There is a voice that speaks even when the world is loud, not with thunder but with gentleness. It calls you by name and says, "You are mine." This is the voice of the shepherd. It does not demand, it invites. It does not command, it comforts. When you are weary, he does not push you forward. He leads you beside still waters and lets you rest. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. These words are not just ancient verses. They are the heartbeat of peace. They remind you that nothing is missing when love is near. The shepherd knows where you've been wandering, the paths you've taken that led you into shadows. He does not scold you for being lost. He simply comes, finds you, and walks you home. Even though you walk through valleys of fear, you are never alone. His rod and his staff, the symbols of his care, are there to guide and protect you. The valley is not punishment, it is passage. The dark is not the end, it is the doorway to deeper trust. Every step you take through pain, he takes beside you. When you tremble, his presence steadies your soul. He prepares a table before you, not in a place of comfort, but in the midst of your struggle. Even surrounded by uncertainty, there is abundance here. Your cup overflows not because life is easy, but because grace is endless. Mercy follows you quietly, faithfully, like a shadow that will not fade. The shepherd's voice is never far. It sings through silence. It hums in your breath. When you close your eyes tonight, know this: you are seen, known, and held. You are not wandering, you are being led. And when the morning comes, goodness will rise with it. Rest now in that promise. You are safe in his pasture, still in his presence, loved beyond measure. The shepherd is near, and he never sleeps. When the storm comes, do not fear the sound of it. The wind may rise, the walls may shake, but beneath the noise there is a stillness that never breaks. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. These words are not distant. They are alive right now, breathing under your heartbeat. The storm does not mean he has left you. It is the place where you learn how close he truly is. The psalm says, "Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way, though the mountains fall into the heart of the sea." Faith is not the absence of trembling. It is the quiet choice to stand while everything else moves. You do not need to silence the wind, only to remember that the one who made it stands beside you. The world may roar, but his whisper still reaches through. Be still and know that I am God. From the ends of the earth, when your heart grows faint, cry out, "Lead me to the rock that is higher than I." There above the waves, above your fear, you will find rest. That rock is Christ himself, steady, ancient, unshaken. When you stand upon him, no wind can uproot you, no darkness can drown you. In the shelter of his wings, the noise fades. You are not running anymore. You are resting in the tower of his mercy. The storm still rages, but its power has lost meaning. You have found refuge, not because the world calmed down, but because your soul did. And when the morning finally comes, you will see that the storm did not destroy you. It cleansed you. It washed away what was never meant to stay, and left behind only faith that cannot be broken. So rest in that truth. You are safe within his refuge. The storm may roar, but the rock will not move. There are nights that feel endless, where tears do not fall once, but over and over, until you forget what peace feels like. Grief can stretch time, making minutes feel like miles. But even in that darkness, something unseen is working. The psalm says, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." It does not promise that sorrow will never visit, only that it will never stay forever. The dawn always finds a way through. You have known loss, perhaps of someone, perhaps of something within yourself, and maybe the ache has stayed too long, whispering that it will never end. Yet even sorrow is holy ground when you walk it with God. He does not rush your healing. He sits beside you in silence until the tears slow. The same hands that shape the stars now trace the outline of your pain, not to remind you of it, but to mend it with light. The night cannot last forever, because mercy does not sleep. Even when your heart is heavy, heaven is turning the page. You may not see the sunrise yet, but you are already standing in its first glow. The God who turns ashes into beauty has already begun that work in you. In the quiet hours before morning, remember this: pain is not proof of God's absence. It is the place where his compassion takes root. The soil of sorrow grows the strongest faith, the kind that does not depend on answers, only trust. And when morning finally comes, you will look back and see that every tear watered something sacred. The heart that once broke will sing again, softer but stronger. The morning you thought would never end will have become your teacher, and in its place peace will rise, not loud but lasting. So rest tonight. Let your tears fall if they must. They are not wasted, for even now love is working beneath the dark, and joy, quiet, gentle, certain, is already on its way with the morning. There is a light that never leaves the faithful, even when their eyes are wet with tears. The Psalm says, "I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears." Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. Radiance does not come from perfection. It comes from presence. The moment you lift your gaze toward heaven, something inside you begins to shine again. Fear dims the soul. It whispers that you are alone, that help is far away. But when you look up, truly look, the shadows begin to move. Because light and fear cannot share the same space. The Lord does not wait for your courage to return. He brings it with him. When his light touches you, even quietly, the heart remembers what hope feels like. The radiant face is not the one without struggle. It is the one that keeps turning toward love in spite of it. Every prayer whispered through trembling lips becomes a mirror for divine light. And that light does not fade when the day ends. It glows softly through the night, guiding you home to peace. Taste and see that the Lord is good. It is not a command, it is an invitation to trust again, to breathe again, to remember that goodness still exists in a world that often forgets it. Every moment of kindness, every act of mercy, is a small reflection of his face shining through others. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. That nearness is the light that never leaves you. Even in sorrow, you are never unseen. The darkness may surround you, but it cannot swallow you. So lift your face, just a little. Let the dawn find you. The shadows will fall behind, and light will rest upon your skin again. You are radiant, not because life is perfect, but because love has found you in the dark. There are moments when even the breath feels heavy, when the body aches and the spirit grows tired from carrying too much. Yet even there, in the quiet weight of weakness, God is near. The Psalm says, "The Lord sustains them on their sick bed and restores them from their bed of illness." Healing does not always begin with strength. It begins with surrender. When you can no longer rise, grace sits beside you and holds your hand. The bed that once felt like a prison becomes an altar. Every sigh becomes a prayer. Every tear becomes oil poured upon the heart. You are not forgotten. You are being tended to by unseen hands, the same hands that formed you in stillness long before pain found you. The world measures recovery by motion, but heaven measures it by peace. You are not behind, you are being remade. The Lord will strengthen you upon your bed of languishing. Strength here is not muscle or might, it is quiet endurance, the kind that grows in the dark. It is the courage to keep breathing when everything hurts. And slowly, breath by breath, life returns, hope returns. Even if the body moves slowly, the soul begins to stand tall again. When the night feels endless, remember, healing is not always loud. It moves like dawn, quiet, patient, inevitable. God does not rush the process. He walks with you through it. The pain that once defined you becomes the soil where faith takes root. You will rise again, not as who you were, but as who you were always meant to be. Softer, humbler, alive with gratitude. For every hour you spent in weakness, compassion was being born within you. So rest now. You do not need to prove your worth through recovery. You only need to receive. The Lord is not far. He is beside your bed, whispering peace into your wounds. The healer is here, and the healing has already begun. There comes a season when the body slows, when the mirror shows lines that stories once hid, and strength begins to whisper instead of sing. Yet in this soft decline, there is a beauty the young cannot know, the beauty of grace growing deep. The psalm says, "Do not cast me away when I am old. Do not forsake me when my strength is gone." And heaven answers, "I never will." Growing older is not a fading, it is a refining. Time does not take from you, it reveals what has always been gold within. Every year that passes is another layer of wisdom pressed into the soul. You may move slower, but your heart sees clearer. The noise of ambition falls away, and in its place comes peace, quiet, steady, holy peace. The God who carried you in youth still carries you now. When memory dims, his remembrance remains. When hands tremble, his hold does not. You have seen storms, and yet you still stand. That itself is grace. Every wrinkle is a testimony. You endured, you believed, you loved, and you kept walking. Even in age, the spirit does not grow old. It learns to love differently. With gentler words, longer silences, deeper gratitude, you begin to understand that what matters was never what you achieved, but what you became while waiting. And in that becoming, you reflect the face of mercy itself. The psalmist prayed, "Even when I am old and gray, do not forsake me, O God, till I declare your power to the next generation." That is your calling now, not to chase but to bless, not to strive but to shine softly. Your presence becomes a prayer that younger hearts can rest beside. So rest in this grace. Age has not lessened you, it has crowned you. The shepherd who led you through youth now walks beside you through twilight, and even as strength fades, love remains, steady as breath, eternal as light. When fear comes like a shadow at your door, remember, you are not unprotected. The psalm says, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." The secret place is not far away. It lives within you, in that quiet corner of trust that no storm can touch. You do not have to fight to enter. You only need to rest there. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. Imagine it now, the vast wings of love folding around you, soft and strong, sheltering you from everything that stings, everything that shakes. No arrow of fear can reach you here. No night terror can harm you, for his faithfulness is your shield, his presence your light. Even when the world trembles, you are held steady beneath his care. You may not always see the wings, but you will feel them in every moment of calm that comes unexpectedly, in every breath that eases your chest, in every quiet assurance that whispers, "You are safe." The shepherd does not guard from afar. He bends close, close enough for you to hear his heartbeat in the silence. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. That promise is not about escaping life's storms. It is about walking through them untouched in spirit. Fear may knock, but it cannot enter a heart that rests in trust. When you lie down tonight, do not look for control. Look for cover. Let his shadow be your sanctuary, his breath your lullaby. The one who watches over you does not sleep. His wings are wide enough for all your worry, warm enough for all your cold places. So be still now. The world outside may spin, but under his wings you are home. When night covers the earth and your eyes grow heavy, remember, you are not sleeping alone. The psalm says, "I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where does my help come?" My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Those words were born in the dark, spoken by a traveler who feared the shadows of the road. Yet even there, he knew help was already near. The one who made the stars does not rest when you do, while you drift toward dreams. He keeps watch. He who keeps you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. Your breathing slows, your thoughts fade, and still the watcher remains, patient, kind, guarding every heartbeat like a candle in his hands. There is no moment when you are unguarded. The sun shall not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. That promise is not only for the body, but for the soul. The Lord is your shade, your keeper, the stillness between every thought. He watches your going out and your coming in, your waking and your sleeping, your rising and your resting, both now and forevermore. As the world outside sinks into silence, heaven hums softly above you. Angels move like quiet wind through the night, unseen but near. Your fears may whisper, but they cannot cross the threshold of peace. The house of your heart is locked from within by faith. So rest now. You do not need to guard yourself. You are already guarded. You do not need to hold the night together. It is already held. The watcher of your sleep is the same one who guided you through every day. He will not forget you when you close your eyes. Lie down in peace and unlearn your worry. Let every breath be trust, every sigh a small prayer. The Lord watches over you, and while you sleep, He keeps the world turning in love. There are nights when gratitude feels far away, when the mind is tired and the heart is too full of ache to speak. Yet even then, a quiet voice rises from within saying, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all His benefits." It is not a command to praise, it is a gentle reminder to remember that even on the hardest days, mercy was near. He forgives all your sins and heals all your diseases. He redeems your life from the pit and crowns you with steadfast love and compassion. These are not distant promises. They are daily gifts. Every breath that fills your lungs, every sunrise that meets your eyes, every unseen rescue from despair, all of it is grace wrapped in ordinary hours. To bless the Lord is not only to speak, it is to see, to notice the small miracles, the hand that held you when you fell, the meal that found your table, the peace that visited without reason. Gratitude is not the denial of pain, it is the quiet choice to find God still present within it. The Psalm says, "As a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear Him. For He knows our frame, He remembers that we are dust. There is no need to pretend strength before the one who already knows your weakness. His love does not lessen when you falter, it deepens. Bless the Lord, O my soul, not because life is easy, but because love is faithful. The same love that carried you through the storm now rests beside you in peace. Let gratitude be your lullaby tonight. Whisper it softly until your heart believes again. And as you drift toward sleep, remember, you are still crowned with mercy, still wrapped in compassion, still loved beyond measure. Bless the Lord, O your soul, for He has never stopped blessing you. There comes a moment, often in the quiet after pain, when gratitude begins to bloom again, fragile, trembling, but real. The Psalm says, "I love the Lord, for He heard my voice. He heard my cry for mercy. Because He turned His ear to me, I will call on Him as long as I live." These are the words of a heart that has walked through sorrow and found light waiting on the other side. Every scar becomes a testimony, every breath a quiet song of survival. "The cords of death entangled me," the psalmist wrote, "but the Lord delivered my soul from tears, my feet from stumbling." Perhaps you have known that same deliverance, when despair had its hand on your shoulder and grace gently took it away. You did not save yourself. You were saved. And that is why the psalmist asks, "What shall I return to the Lord for all his goodness to me? I will lift up the cup of salvation and call on the name of the Lord." To lift the cup is to acknowledge that everything you hold, even the cup itself, was first given by love. You cannot repay grace. You can only receive it deeply and pour it out again in kindness. Gratitude, when it matures, becomes generosity. The healed heart begins to heal others. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his faithful servants. Not death as loss, but as completion. The moment the soul returns to the one who has watched every breath with tenderness. Until that day, we live not to prove worth, but to give thanks in the quiet ways. A gentle word, an open hand, a prayer whispered in the dark. So tonight, lift the invisible cup in your heart. Let it overflow with remembrance of mercy, of rescue, of love that did not let go. The Lord has dealt bountifully with you. Drink of that truth slowly until peace fills every corner of your soul. There are wounds that do not bleed but ache quietly inside, the kind that time alone cannot touch, yet even those the Lord sees. The psalm says, "He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds." These words are not poetry, they are promise. God does not rush past your pain. He sits with it, gathers every fragment, and begins the slow work of mending what life has torn. The world teaches you to hide your hurt, to smile while breaking, to call it strength. But heaven defines strength differently. Strength is the courage to be open, to let the divine enter where you are most afraid to feel. Healing is not denial, it is invitation. It is saying, "Lord, come into this place I cannot fix." And he does, not with thunder, but with tenderness. He determines the number of the stars and calls each one by name. The same God who names the galaxies also knows the name of your sorrow. Not one tear escapes his notice. He gathers them like starlight, turning pain into illumination. Nothing you have suffered is wasted. It becomes part of the constellation of who you are, radiant even through the cracks. He lifts up the humble and sustains the weary. You are not too broken to be rebuilt. The heart that once shattered will beat again, slower, wiser, filled with mercy. In the place where bitterness once lived, compassion will bloom. And one day, what hurt you will no longer define you. It will refine you. So breathe now. Let the ache rest. You do not need to be whole to be loved. You are loved into wholeness. The healer of broken hearts is near, moving gently, silently, stitching light into your wounds. Stay still and let him finish the work. By morning, the ache will not be gone, but it will have softened into peace. There are days when your soul feels like dry ground, cracked and waiting for rain. You pray, but the heavens are silent. You reach for peace, but your hands close around air. The psalm says, "As the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul longs for you, O God." This longing is not weakness, it is proof of life. A thirsty soul is not far from grace. It is standing at its edge, waiting for the river to return. You may not feel God tonight. You may wonder where he has gone. But thirst itself is a sign that he is near. Only what exists can be missed. Only what once satisfied can leave you hungry again. The ache in your spirit is not abandonment. It is invitation. It is the echo of his voice calling you deeper than comfort, deeper than feeling, into faith. My tears have been my food day and night, the psalmist wrote, while people say to me, "Where is your God?" You have known that ache, the loneliness that asks questions you cannot answer. But even in those tears, something holy happens. Tears cleanse the path for living water to flow again. When you have nothing left but thirst, you are finally ready to drink what truly satisfies. Deep calls unto deep, says the psalm. The depths of God answer the depths in you. His love moves beneath the surface, stirring what was still, reviving what had grown numb. You will not thirst forever. Rivers begin quietly, one drop then another, until your soul remembers its song. Hope in God, for you will yet praise Him. Faith is not the absence of longing, it is the courage to wait beside an empty stream. The one who made water remembers your name, and soon the river will return, not only to quench your thirst, but to carry you in its peace.
So rest in the ache tonight. The thirst is holy. The dryness will bloom again. You are not forgotten. You are simply being called to the well of living water.
There is a peace that does not depend on answers, a stillness that lives beneath every storm. The psalm says, "Truly my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from Him. He alone is my rock and my fortress. I shall not be shaken." These words are not the cry of someone untouched by trouble, but of someone who has learned to stand still in its center. Stillness is not escape. It is surrender. It is the quiet strength that comes from knowing who holds the ground beneath your feet. The world teaches you to act, to fix, to force, to rush. But heaven whispers a different rhythm. Wait in silence, for in silence God moves. While your hands release, His begin to work. When your tongue stops striving, His word begins to speak. Trust is not built through proof. It grows in patience. The silence that frightens you is often the space where faith learns to breathe. Pour out your heart before Him, the psalm continues, for God is our refuge. To be still does not mean to close yourself. It means to open completely, to bring every thought, every fear, every hidden hurt to the altar of quiet and let them rest there. You do not need perfect words, only a willing heart. People are like vapor, the psalmist says. The noise of the world, the rush of time, all of it passes like breath on glass. But God remains. The soul that learns to wait on Him no longer fears delay, because it has found its home in eternity's calm. So breathe. Lay down your impatience, your questions, your need to understand. Trust does not demand light to believe that morning will come. The still soul becomes a mirror for divine peace, untouched, unmoved, serene. And when you finally stop fighting for control, you will hear the gentle truth beneath all chaos. Salvation is not earned, it is given. The rock does not move, the fortress does not fall. And within that sacred stillness, you will find yourself unshaken, resting at last in perfect trust. There are moments when life feels hollow, when success tastes dry and joy fades too quickly to hold. It is then the soul begins to understand that even the finest things cannot fill the deepest hunger. The psalm says, "Because your steadfast love is better than life, my lips will glorify you." These words are not about rejecting life, but about discovering its source. Everything good flows from love, and that love is God Himself. When the heart learns to drink from that well, it no longer depends on circumstance for peace. The desert no longer frightens you, because even there, the presence remains. My soul thirsts for you, my whole being longs for you. In a dry and weary land where there is no water, every longing becomes prayer, every emptiness becomes invitation. You begin to see that what you thought was loss was actually space, space for grace to enter. In the watches of the night, when sleep hides from you, the psalm continues, "I remember you on my bed. I think of you through the watches of the night. Because you are my help, I sing in the shadow of your wings." Love does not leave when the lights fade. light glows softly in the dark. To rest in that love is to rest in something stronger than death, wider than fear, deeper than all the oceans combined. You have been chased by worry, by regret, by time itself, but love has chased you longer. It has followed you through every mistake, waited through every silence, and still calls your name with gentleness. That is why it is better than life, because even when life ends, love remains. So lift your eyes tonight, feel the breath of eternity move through you. You do not have to chase what is already here. The one who loves you has never left. His kindness is air, his mercy is light, his love is forever, and in it you are home. There are nights when memory feels heavy, when the mind replays what the heart longs to forget. Guilt has its own language. It speaks in echoes, in whispers that say, you could have done better. But even guilt, when lifted to heaven, can become a doorway to grace. The psalm says, have mercy on me, O God, according to your unfailing love. According to your great compassion, blot out my transgressions. Forgiveness does not begin with worthiness. It begins with honesty. The moment you stop hiding, mercy begins to heal. The heart that has sinned is not despised. It is sought after. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. These words are not spoken by the perfect, but by the broken. They are the song of a soul that has fallen and dares to hope again. Forgiveness is not the erasing of the past. It is the rewriting of the present, grace painting over shame with light that does not fade. You may think you are too far gone, but love measures distance differently. Where sin multiplied, mercy multiplied more. You cannot outrun what is infinite. Even your darkest confession becomes a bridge leading back to peace. The same God who spoke galaxies into being bends low enough to whisper, you are forgiven. David wrote, let the bones you have crushed rejoice. That is what forgiveness does. It brings life to what once felt dead inside. The heart that was heavy learns to beat freely again. The eyes that once turned downward begin to lift toward light. Nothing about forgiveness is deserved. Everything about it is divine. When you let go of shame, something miraculous happens. The chains you thought were unbreakable fall away. You do not just receive mercy, you become it. The forgiven heart forgives easily. The one who has known grace gives it generously. Freedom is not the absence of fault. It is the presence of love stronger than failure. So breathe. The burden you carried is no longer yours. The one who forgave you has also forgotten. You are not what you have done. You are what mercy has made you. Walk in that light. You are forgiven and you are free. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. Peace is not the reward for control. It is the gift that comes when control is finally surrendered. The apostle wrote, be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. These words are not meant for the untroubled. They are written for those who know the ache of sleepless nights, the weight of unanswered prayers, the restlessness that refuses to quiet. There is a kind of peace that logic cannot reach. It does not erase the storm. It teaches you how to breathe within it. The world tells you that peace is found when everything is solved, but heaven whispers that peace is found when everything is surrendered. The psalm says, great peace have those who love your law. Nothing can make them stumble. This is not a peace that depends on circumstance, but one that lives beneath it. A calm river flowing quietly under the noise of the world. You may have prayed for peace as if it were something to be delivered, but peace is not sent from afar. It rises from within, born where trust takes root. When you finally lay your burdens down, not in defeat but in faith, a stillness begins to grow. It is gentle at first, like the pause between waves, and then it deepens, guarding your heart as surely as walls guard a city. To find peace beyond understanding is to accept that not everything will make sense. Sometimes God does not remove the pain, He transforms it into strength. Sometimes He does not answer the question, He becomes the answer Himself. The mind seeks clarity, but the soul seeks rest, and rest is what He offers. When fear returns, as it will, remember this truth. Peace is not something you hold, it is someone who holds you. Even when faith trembles, grace does not. Even when prayers fall quiet, heaven still listens. You are guarded, not because the world is calm, but because the one who watches over you never sleeps. So breathe now. Let the weight fall from your shoulders. Let gratitude rise in its place. For every moment you release, peace enters. It is not the peace of escape, but of embrace. The steady assurance that you are seen, known, and safe within divine hands. There are seasons when night feels endless, when the path ahead disappears and the world turns dim. Yet even then, a quiet voice whispers through the dark. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Light does not wait for the darkness to fade. It enters it, claiming it, transforming it. What you call an ending may be the very moment dawn begins to bloom. The psalm says, "With you is the fountain of life. In your light we see light." Imagine that, a river made of light, flowing from the heart of God through every shadowed soul. It does not rush. It glides patient and sure, finding every hidden valley, every dry and forgotten place. Even when you feel far from hope, this river has already found you. It moves beneath your sorrow, carrying fragments of peace toward the surface. You cannot stop the river. You cannot dim the light. They do not depend on your strength to flow. They move by grace, quiet, unstoppable, eternal. When you choose kindness instead of bitterness, the river flows through you. When you forgive, the light grows brighter. When you speak gently, hope ripples outward. That is how heaven reaches earth, through hearts that carry light without trying to own it. Sometimes you cannot see the glow, but others can. The weary who cross your path may feel it. The calm in your voice, the patience in your silence, the mercy in your eyes. You have become part of the river itself, a reflection of the light that has healed you. The miracle of grace is not only that it finds you, but that it flows through you into the lives of others. Your mercy, O Lord, reaches to the heavens, your faithfulness to the clouds. The same mercy that paints the sunrise moves through your very breath. You are not separate from it. You are immersed in it, surrounded by love older than time. And even when you feel weak, the river still moves, not because you carry it, but because it carries you. So rest in that truth tonight. Let the river wash through your worries. Let the light soak through your scars. Every wound is becoming a window, every shadow a mirror for grace. When the world finally grows quiet and night stretches wide above you, remember this: you are safe beneath the stars of grace. The psalm says, "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." These words were not written in a palace of ease, but in a wilderness of uncertainty. Yet even there peace found the weary heart that dared to trust. You may have carried the noise of the day, the voices, the fears, the unfinished things that still echo. But as darkness falls, heaven invites you to let them go. The shepherd who watched over you while you worked now watches while you rest. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. No fear of the night can reach the one who sleeps in the shadow of the Almighty. Look upward, even with closed eyes. The stars above are ancient prayers still shining, promises written in light. Each one whispers, "You are not forgotten." The same hand that scattered those stars guards your dreams. You are held by something older than fear and wider than time. Let your breath slow, matching the rhythm of creation. Every inhale is trust, every exhale, release. You do not have to hold the world together tonight. You do not have to understand tomorrow. You only have to rest inside the grace that already surrounds you. Even your sleep is sacred, a quiet act of faith that says, "The Lord will keep me through the night." The psalmist wrote, "You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day." That is not because danger ceases, but because love stands guard. Angels move unseen through the dark, soft as wind, firm as light. Your heart may slow, but heaven does not sleep. And when dreams come, let them be gentle, echoes of mercy, visions of peace. The same voice that spoke galaxies into motion now whispers over you, "Be still, beloved. It is enough. The night is not your enemy, it is your sanctuary. So rest now." The stars keep their watch above, the angels keep theirs beside, and the Lord keeps his within you. You are safe. You are loved. You are home beneath the stars of grace. Morning always comes, not because the world deserves it, but because mercy never fails. The psalm says, "Satisfy us in the morning with your unfailing love, that we may rejoice and be glad all our days." Each sunrise is a quiet miracle, a new beginning that does not ask what you earned, only what you are ready to receive. The night has passed, and grace has kept its promise. You are still here, still breathing, still loved. There is a sacred hush before dawn when the sky blushes with light and all creation holds its breath. That is the sound of mercy awakening. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. The same mercy that watched over your sleep now meets you at the edge of day, whispering, "Begin again." You do not rise alone. Heaven rises with you. Look around you slowly. The world is being washed in gold, and every shadow retreats without protest. This is how forgiveness works. It does not erase the night, it outshines it. Yesterday's failures have no claim on the dawn. You are not defined by what was, but by what love is doing now. The God who shaped mountains also shapes mornings, and he is shaping you too. Quietly, patiently, perfectly. Teach us to number our days, the psalmist prayed, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Each day is a gift, but also a teacher. The pain you endured, the rest you received, the prayers you whispered, all of it has prepared you for this moment. The lesson of mercy is not only that you are forgiven, but that you are renewed. What was heavy will grow light. What was broken will bloom again. You will walk out into the light, different than you were when you entered the night, softer, slower, grateful. The same God who kept watch in darkness now walks with you in the morning. His faithfulness is the quiet pulse beneath every hour, steady and true. So lift your face to the dawn. Feel the warmth of mercy rising over you. The night has ended, but its silence has left a blessing. You have learned to rest, to trust, to awaken not in striving, but in peace. There comes a moment when the world grows too loud, when every thought feels like thunder, every worry like wind against fragile walls. In that storm, you might think God has gone silent, but silence, you'll find, is often where he speaks the most. The prophet Elijah once fled into the wilderness, weary of running, tired of fear. He hid in a cave, waiting for God. The wind came first, roaring across the mountain, breaking the stones. But God was not in the wind. Then the earth shook, yet God was not in the quake. Then came fire, fierce, bright, consuming, but still no voice. And after the fire, there was the sound of a gentle whisper. And Elijah knew the Lord was there. It has always been this way. The divine does not need to shout. He waits until your heart is quiet enough to hear. Psalm 46 says, "Be still and know that I am God." It does not say, "Be busy and find him," or "Strive and understand." It says, "Be still," because stillness is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of peace. When you close your eyes tonight, let the noise fall away. The conversations that linger, the questions that ache, let them drift like leaves on water. Beneath it all, there is a voice that does not compete with chaos. It does not demand. It simply waits, patient and sure, like the dawn behind the dark. That gentle voice will not scold you for being tired. It will not rush you to be strong. It will say what it has always said. You are mine. You are safe. You are loved. You may have been searching for signs, thunder, wind, fire, but he has been whispering all along in every breath you take, in every mercy that holds you upright. Sometimes healing is not found in answers, but in quiet awareness. The knowing that God is nearer than your pulse, softer than your fears, deeper than your thoughts. The gentle voice within does not need to prove itself. It only needs to be heard. So rest now and let the world fade. The storm will settle, the heart will listen, and the whisper will come. Not from the heavens above, but from the peace that has been waiting inside you all along. Be still and know you are home in his silence. Life is a long road, and there are days when the soul feels empty, when strength runs thin, when faith flickers like a candle in the wind. But even in such hours, heaven provides what you need. Never too much, never too little, just enough for the next step. Jesus said, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry." Those words were spoken not to the satisfied, but to the weary, to those walking through dry valleys, searching for something that endures. The psalmist knew this truth before it was spoken. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Between the promise of the shepherd and the bread of life, every hunger finds a home. When God feeds the soul, it is not with abundance that overwhelms, but with presence that sustains. He gives grace like manna, small, simple, daily. You cannot store it, you can only receive it, and tomorrow he will give again. That is how faith grows, not in feasting on certainty, but in returning each morning with open hands. There are moments on the journey when you will sit down, exhausted, unsure if you can go on. That is where he meets you. Not at the mountain's peak, but at the roadside where your breath breaks. He does not demand movement before mercy. He gives nourishment first. He sets a table in the wilderness, spreads peace before you like bread, and whispers, "Eat, beloved. Rest. The way is long, but I am here." When you partake of this divine bread, whether through prayer, scripture, or simple gratitude, you are not merely remembering him, you are being renewed by him. Every crumb carries strength, every sip restores courage, and the shepherd walks beside you, not behind to push, nor ahead to vanish, but beside, matching your pace, steady, patient, kind. The bread of life does not promise that the road will shorten, but that your spirit will not starve. Each act of trust is a bite of grace. Each word of thanks is a sip of living water. And even in shadow, goodness and mercy follow close, unseen but unwavering. So take what is given today. Do not rush, do not hoard. Break the bread, taste its warmth, and remember, what God provides is not merely food for the body, but peace for the heart. Waiting can feel like wilderness. You pray, and silence answers. You move, and the path disappears beneath your feet. The heart grows restless, whispering, "How long, Lord?" Yet in the pause between asking and receiving, something sacred begins to form. Waiting is not wasted. It is heaven's slow work, preparing the soul for what it cannot yet hold. The psalmist wrote, "Wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage." And the prophet promised, "Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles." To the world, waiting looks like stillness. But to the spirit, waiting is movement, deep, unseen, inward. It is the rhythm of roots growing before fruit appears. Sometimes God delays not to deny, but to deepen. He stretches the space between your prayer and His answer, so that your heart will be wide enough to receive what's coming. What you call delay, heaven calls preparation. What feels like silence is often a symphony still being written. If you find yourself in that in-between, do not fill the space with worry. Fill it with worship. Sing softly, even if your voice trembles. Gratitude in waiting turns anxiety into adoration. Every whispered "thank you" builds an altar in the wilderness. Every breath of trust becomes incense before God. There will be moments when faith feels small, patience thin. But grace is not measured by perfect endurance. It's found in the heart that keeps returning to hope. Strength is not in rushing ahead, but in resting back, trusting that His timing is mercy, not neglect. As you wait, creation still moves, stars still burn, dawn still comes. The same God who governs galaxies is guiding your next step. Nothing has been forgotten. When the right time arrives, it will feel as though the dawn had been waiting just for you. So breathe deeply now. Let waiting become worship. Let stillness become song. In the hush of delay, the Lord is near, shaping your heart to recognize His goodness when it comes. And when the answer finally arrives, it won't feel like the end of waiting, but the beginning of wonder. The future often stands like a horizon wrapped in mist, distant, mysterious, and quietly uncertain. We plan, we dream, we fear. Yet beneath every breath, a calm truth endures. Tomorrow is already held. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord in Jeremiah, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. These are not promises of ease, but of presence. God does not promise a path without stumbling. He promises a hand that will not let go. Between the known and the unknown, trust becomes a sacred act. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight. Faith does not demand a full map. It asks only that we take the next step by the light we have. Sometimes the road unfolds clear and golden. Sometimes it disappears in fog. Yet whether bright or dim, the same hand guides, the one who set the stars, who already knows where your dawn will rise. We fear what we cannot control, forgetting that uncertainty is often grace in disguise. The path may twist, but it is not lost. The detours you dread are often the very roads through which mercy is written. Heaven weaves slowly, not to delay, but to prepare the heart for what only time can shape. When the night is long and the heart anxious, remember, the hands that hold tomorrow are the same that carried you through every storm. They have never failed you, never forgotten you. God's plans are not fragile, they are eternal, measured by love, strengthened by patience and sealed in faithfulness. So loosen your grip. Let peace take the place of control. You do not need to know what comes next, only who walks beside you. The shepherd who led you this far will not leave you at the edge. And when morning breaks, it will bring what your soul truly needs. Not all you asked for, but all that will heal you. For the one who holds tomorrow already holds you, now and always, in his quiet, unfailing love. Grace rarely arrives in flashes of wonder. Most days it hides in the quiet, in the sunlight that touches your window, in the breath that keeps returning, in the warmth of simple things. We wait for heaven to speak in thunder, yet it whispers through the everyday, through morning light, the rustle of leaves, the beating of your own heart. Jesus said, "Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. Yet even Solomon, in all his glory, was not arrayed like one of these." And the psalmist sang, "He makes grass grow for the cattle and plants for man to cultivate, bringing forth food from the earth." Creation itself is a love song, 1,000 small miracles strung together by unseen hands. If you pause long enough, you will feel it, the way silence breathes after rain, the way peace slips into an ordinary afternoon. This is grace, not rare, but constant. It moves quietly through each moment, unnoticed until the heart grows still enough to see. The sacred has never been distant from the simple. To eat, to walk, to rest, to love. These are acts of worship when done with an awake soul. The lilies do not fret about tomorrow, and yet they bloom in beauty. The birds do not plan their flight, and yet they find their way home. Why should you believe grace must be earned? It already fills the air you breathe. Even when your prayers fall silent, grace keeps speaking. It hums in the rhythm of your day, in laughter from another room, in the softness of evening light, in the quiet persistence of hope. God does not wait for grandeur to reveal himself. He is already here, hidden in the ordinary. To see grace in small things is to remember that you belong to creation's gentle rhythm. The same hand that paints the sky shapes your day. Even the smallest moment carries the weight of his care. So breathe and bless this moment. Bless the food before you, the people you love, the simple life you have. For grace is not waiting in a miracle. It is here, now, quietly transforming the ordinary into enough. True strength is rarely loud. It does not demand, it does not shout, it does not need to prove itself. The world often mistakes gentleness for weakness, yet in God's eyes, gentleness is the very mark of divine strength. Let your gentleness be evident to all, wrote Paul in Philippians, for the Lord is near. And in Galatians it is listed among the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Gentleness is not the absence of power, but its discipline. It is strength, restrained by mercy. Jesus, who calmed storms and silenced death, chose to enter Jerusalem not on a war horse, but on a donkey. He healed with touch, not command. He ruled hearts not with force, but with love that stooped low enough to wash feet. That is the strength heaven honors, the kind that bends instead of breaks, that yields instead of conquers. To be gentle in a harsh world is not easy. It means answering anger with patience, meeting cruelty with compassion, and standing firm without hardening the heart. It means carrying peace into chaos without letting the noise define you. The truly strong are those who can hold both conviction and kindness in the same breath. Gentleness begins where pride ends. It grows in hearts that no longer need to win, but only to love. It does not rush, it does not bruise, it simply holds space for grace to move. When you choose gentleness, you choose to trust that God's justice is enough. that you do not need to fight every battle to prove your worth. And so, gentleness becomes a quiet revolution, a light that softens the edges of the world. It changes rooms, calms storms, and heals wounds words alone cannot touch. To walk in gentleness is to walk in the footsteps of Christ, strong enough to forgive, humble enough to serve, and brave enough to love in a world that forgets how. So let your strength be quiet, your words kind, your heart steady, for in gentleness lies the power to reflect the one who leads not by might, but by mercy, the strength that saves the world, one soft heart at a time. In the beginning, before cities, before noise, there was a garden. The air was pure, the rhythm slow, and the presence of God walked among the trees. Humanity was formed not in a palace, but in a place of stillness, a space of communion. In Genesis, it is written that the Lord planted a garden in Eden and placed man within it to tend and keep it. That garden was more than soil. It was a reflection of the soul, a living sanctuary where creation and creator breathed in harmony. But though Eden was lost to the eye, its echo remains within the heart. There is still a garden within you, quiet, sacred, waiting to be tended. Jesus spoke of it when he said, "I am the vine, you are the branches. Abide in me, and you will bear much fruit." Every act of faithfulness, every whisper of prayer is a seed planted in that inner soil. When watered with grace and lighted by love, it begins to bloom into peace. The world outside may rush and roar, but the garden within grows in silence. It asks for no applause, only attention. When you pause to listen, to breathe, to abide, you will feel life flowing again. The same breath that moved over Eden's dawn, still moving through you now. To cultivate this garden is not to escape the world, but to restore its meaning. You tend it each time you forgive, each time you choose patience over pride, kindness over control. Weeds will come, anger, worry, fear. But even these can be turned to nourishment if surrendered to God's care. The soul, like the earth, longs for renewal. Seasons will pass, pruning, waiting, growing, yet each has its holy purpose. What looks like barrenness is often preparation for bloom. So return to the garden within. Sit beneath its quiet shade. Let your roots sink into the peace that does not depend on circumstance. For even now, the gardener walks there, unseen yet near, whispering, "Abide in me." And when your life bears fruit, gentleness, love, and joy, it will not be your doing, but His life unfolding through you, turning every breath into praise. Love has always been more than a feeling. It is light, pure, and unyielding, cutting through the darkness of the world and the shadows of the heart. Paul wrote, "Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres." And Jesus said, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." When love and light meet, they become the same thing, a radiant mercy that heals everything it touches. To love as Christ loves is not easy. It means offering warmth where the world gives coldness, forgiveness where it gives pride. True love asks us to lay down our armor and pick up the lamp, to see others not as threats, but as souls walking the same road home. It is not sentimental, it is courageous. For every act of love, however small, is an act of defiance against darkness. In the quiet moments when bitterness tempts and fear whispers, remember, love is not weak. It is the strongest force on earth because it reflects heaven. The heart that loves purely becomes a vessel of divine light, and through it, God's presence shines without words. This is the transformation of faith. when love ceases to be duty and becomes illumination. It is the slow dawning of grace, when judgment softens into understanding, when the eyes begin to see not the flaws of others, but the fingerprints of God upon them. Every time you choose compassion over resentment, you bring light into the world. Every time you forgive, a shadow fades. Every time you speak gently, a wound begins to heal. Love, in its truest form, does not need to be seen. It needs to be lived. It is the quiet glow in your spirit when you choose peace, the unspoken prayer behind every act of kindness. And when love becomes light, you no longer have to chase God, you begin to reflect Him. For the same light that burns in the stars burns now within you, reminding the world that even the smallest flame can outshine the night. Hope is the quiet strength that keeps the soul standing when everything else bends. It is not blind optimism or wishful thinking. It is trust with roots deep enough to reach eternity. Paul wrote, "In all things, God works for the good of those who love Him, who are called according to His purpose." And the psalmist echoed, "Be still before the Lord, and wait patiently for Him. Trust in the Lord and do good, and He will give you the desires of your heart." Hope does not deny pain. It walks beside it. It looks at the broken pieces of life and believes that somewhere in the unseen, God is weaving them into something beautiful. It knows that even ashes can become crowns when touched by grace. The horizon may be distant, but the light upon it is real. There are days when the heart grows weary, when prayers seem unanswered and time feels like silence. Yet hope is not sustained by sight, it is sustained by faith. Even when you cannot see the way forward, the Spirit within you whispers, "Hold on, the dawn is already being born." To live in hope is to live in defiance of despair. It means trusting that your story does not end in loss, that the waiting has meaning, that God's timing, though slow to your eyes, is perfect in His design. What seems delayed is often being prepared, just beyond the horizon of your understanding. The world teaches us to look backward in regret or forward in fear, but hope invites us to rest in the present, to breathe, to believe, to remember that the same God who carried you this far will carry you home. So lift your gaze. The sky may still be gray, but the light is coming. Every step, even the trembling ones, is leading you closer to renewal. And when the sun finally rises over the horizon of your waiting, you will understand. The hope that sustained you was not about what you longed for, but who you belonged to. For the God who holds the future is already walking beside you, turning every shadow toward light. There is a longing that lives quietly in every heart, a homesickness no earthly place can heal. We build, we travel, we achieve, yet deep within a whisper remains. Not yet, not here. The soul remembers a garden it once knew and a glory it has not yet seen. That ache is not weakness, it is holy memory, the echo of eternity calling us home. In Revelation, John saw a vision. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Behold, the dwelling place of God is with man. He will dwell with them, and they will be His people. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more." These are not dreams of escape, but promises of return, the return to a love that never left, a peace that never ends. And the psalmist sang, "How lovely is your dwelling place, O Lord of hosts." My soul longs, yes, even faints, for the courts of the Lord. My heart and my flesh cry out for the living God. Even now, beneath the weight of time, the heart can taste eternity, in kindness offered, in forgiveness given, in love quietly lived. Each act of grace is a window into home. Heaven is not a destination far away. It is what the soul is being shaped for. Through mercy, through surrender, through the soft refining of suffering, we are slowly prepared for glory. What is lost here is not wasted. It is being transformed into something everlasting. When the journey ends, there will be no need for sun or lamp, for the Lord Himself will be the light. Every shadow will fade, and every wound will shine with joy. Fear will be forgotten, and peace will sing without end. Yet even now, pieces of that eternal home live within you, in the love you give, in the faith you keep, in the hope that refuses to die. The road may be long, but not endless. Beyond the veil of this world, the Father waits, not with judgment, but with open arms, whispering, "Welcome home."